You love your dog more than anything, but what if that love is quietly turning them into a spoiled dog? These 16 signs will tell you the truth most owners don't want to hear. Sign 1. They steal your spot. You get up from the couch to grab a glass of water from the kitchen, a journey that takes maybe 15 seconds total. By the time you turn back around, your dog has already claimed your warm seat like a furry, opportunistic squatter who's been waiting for exactly this moment. You laugh because it is genuinely funny and adorable, then sit somewhere else because you don't want to disturb them now that they're comfortable. But here's what you're missing. This seemingly cute behavior isn't just about comfort or warmth. It's resource guarding disguised as comedy. Animal behavior specialist Dr. Patricia McConnell explains that dogs who constantly and immediately take over human spaces the moment they become available are actively testing social boundaries and seeing what they can control in the household hierarchy. They're conducting little experiments to determine who actually has authority over shared spaces. The more you accommodate this behavior by moving to different seats, the more you're reinforcing their belief that they can claim and control valuable territory. The fix requires consistency and gentle firmness. Every single time they steal your spot, make them move using a clear off command with a hand gesture. Don't get angry or physical, just calmly, firmly insist they vacate your spot so you can reclaim it. Show them through repeated, consistent action that spaces in your home are shared resources requiring mutual respect, not territories to be conquered and claimed through opportunistic timing. Sign 2. Your furniture is their kingdom. Your couch? That's their throne now. Your bed? Their 5-star resort. Sounds adorable when they're curled up waiting for you, until the day you try sitting in their spot and get a low growl in return. This is territorial possession disguised as comfort, and it's more dangerous than most owners realize. Dr. Karen Overall's groundbreaking research proves that dogs who control high-value spaces in the home become emotionally possessive over time, leading to aggression patterns you never saw coming. The more they claim these areas, the more they'll defend them, even against you. The fix requires consistency. Teach the off command using high-value treats to make leaving the space rewarding. Create their own designated special spot, a plush bed or mat that's exclusively theirs. This builds security without breeding territorial aggression. Make it clear, they're welcome everywhere, but they own nothing. Sign 3. They're your personal food critic. You're sitting down with that sandwich you've been dreaming about all day. Before you can take the first bite, those massive puppy eyes lock onto yours with the intensity of a sniper. The paw creeps onto your lap, slowly, deliberately, like a tactical operation. You tell yourself, just one bite won't hurt, and hand over a piece. Congratulations, you just graduated your dog from pet to professional beggar. The American Veterinary Medical Association warns that feeding human food during mealtimes creates conditioning that's nearly impossible to break. Your dog now expects food every single time you eat, leading to constant begging, stress-induced whining, and digestive problems from inconsistent diet. Even worse, when you inevitably have to refuse them, like when you're eating chocolate or grapes that could literally kill them, they'll respond with frustration or aggression because you've shattered their established pattern. The solution is tough love. Designated treat times only, never during your meals. Use enrichment toys or puzzle feeders while you eat to redirect that laser-focused food obsession into something productive. Sign 4. They bark at every guest, like it's a home invasion. A new person enters your home. Maybe it's a friend, a delivery driver, or a repair technician. Before they can even fully step inside, your dog unleashes an absolutely insane torrent of non-stop barking that echoes through the entire house. You might be inclined to think, oh, they're just being protective. They're looking out for me. And here's the thing. You're partially right. Research by Dr. Adam Miklosi, author of The Dog: A Natural History, demonstrates that dogs are acutely tuned to their owners' social bonds and relationships. When they feel firmly attached to a particular human, they often adopt that person as part of their core pack unit, which can trigger intense protective instincts, like aggressive barking at perceived intruders. But here's what most owners miss. Excessive barking at guests isn't purely about protection. It's also a massive red flag for severe over-attachment and underlying insecurity. When dogs see you as their human in a possessive sense, rather than a balanced relationship, they become genuinely anxious about anyone else entering your shared space. It's an emotional cocktail, mixing love, loyalty, and unfortunately, deep insecurity about their place in your life. A 2018 study published in Applied Animal Behavior Science found that dogs with higher separation-related anxiety were significantly more likely to display protective or possessive barking behaviors toward visitors. This doesn't mean your dog is mean or inherently aggressive. It means they love you so intensely that they feel personally responsible for guarding you around the clock, which creates constant stress. Sign 5. You can't exist without them. Morning coffee? They're sitting on your feet like a fuzzy weighted blanket. Bathroom break? They're your loyal escort, tail wagging. Quick trip to the mailbox? They're waiting at the door like you've been gone for hours. Car ride to the grocery store? They'd probably grab the steering wheel if they could reach. This constant shadowing feels like unconditional love, and in some ways it is, but it's also a massive red flag called overattachment. Dr. John Bradshaw's extensive research in canine behavior shows that dogs who can't function independently develop severe separation anxiety, leading to destructive chewing, non-stop barking that'll have your neighbors filing complaints, and stress-induced health problems. When you finally do leave, and you will have to eventually, they'll panic. The fix starts with baby steps. Step outside for just 2 minutes, then return. Gradually increase to 5 minutes, then 10. Build a designated comfort zone with their favorite toys, treats, and maybe an old shirt that smells like you. Teach them that being alone isn't abandonment. It's just a temporary pause in your presence. Sign 6. They demand affection. Like it's rent, your dog nudges your hand with their wet nose. Without thinking, you immediately stop everything and start petting. 5 minutes later, they roll onto their back with that impossibly cute stare. You pause your Netflix show mid-scene for emergency belly rubs. This pattern seems harmless, adorable even, until they start barking, whining, or flat-out pouting when you don't respond instantly to their demands. Dr. Patricia McConnell's research in The Other End of the Leash explains that constant demand-based affection teaches entitlement rather than healthy bonding. Your dog begins to believe that affection is something they're owed on command, not something shared mutually. When they inevitably don't get it, maybe you're cooking dinner or in an important Zoom meeting, they experience genuine frustration that manifests as anxiety or destructive behavior. The solution requires discipline, reward calm, quiet behavior instead of pushy demands. Pet them when they're lying down peacefully, not when they're nudging you like a furry alarm clock. Use clear, "not now" cues. A short phrase and hand signal that communicates, "I see you, but this isn't the moment." Schedule dedicated cuddle time so they feel secure without having to constantly beg for your attention. Sign 7. They walk you, not the other way. The leash is technically in your hand, but let's be honest, your dog is doing all the leading. They zigzag down the street, nose glued to the ground like a furry bloodhound on a mission. They pull so hard you're practically water skiing down the sidewalk. Every tree, hydrant, and interesting smell dictates the entire route while you just hold on and pray your shoulder doesn't dislocate. Now, occasionally letting them explore and follow their nose is actually healthy. We've covered this in previous videos about giving dogs agency and mental enrichment. But the critical word is occasionally. When this becomes the permanent status quo, you're training serious confusion about leadership roles, encouraging pulling behaviors that make walks exhausting battles, and creating anxiety in your dog for those inevitable moments when they can't be in control, like when you desperately need to get them home because it's pouring rain. The Association of Professional Dog Trainers has published research linking inconsistent walk rules directly to frustration-based leash reactivity. where dogs literally lose their minds because they don't understand boundaries. The fix requires balance. Mix exploration time with structured walking. Use clear verbal start and stop cues for designated sniffing breaks. Reward them with treats and enthusiastic praise when they follow your lead instead of dragging you around like luggage. Sign 8. They're your permanent shadow. From the couch to the kitchen, they follow. From the bedroom to the backyard, they're right behind you. You can't take 5 steps without tripping over them. They have zero concept of independent play or solo exploration. Every single moment of their existence revolves around being physically near you. While this feels like ultimate loyalty and love, it's actually a concerning sign of underdeveloped confidence. A groundbreaking 2020 study published in the Journal of Veterinary Behavior found that dogs lacking independent play or exploration are significantly more prone to noise reactivity, social fearfulness, and stunted emotional growth. To put it bluntly, dogs that rely too heavily on constant human presence develop reduced social confidence, heightened fearfulness of normal situations, and miss out on vital experiences that build mental resilience. Even more interesting, research from Bristol University discovered that dogs who spend more controlled time alone as puppies in safe, enriching environments showed dramatically lower anxiety levels later in life. Independence, when nurtured properly early on, appears to be one of the best emotional investments you can make in your dog's future well-being. The fix involves 3 strategies. First, encourage exploration using the scatter game. Toss a handful of kibble or treats on the floor before leaving the room, giving them a foraging mission that shifts attention away from you. Second, socialize them gradually in calm, low-pressure settings with new people and dogs. Finally, reward distance. Praise and treat them when they venture away from you, even briefly. Sign 9. Their toy collection rivals a luxury store. Open their toy basket and it's like looking into a retail store explosion. Plush animals with the stuffing hanging out, 17 squeaky bones in various states of destruction, puzzle toys gathering dust, at least 9 old t-shirts they've claimed as their own. Your dog has more entertainment options than most theme parks, and you keep buying more because seeing them happy brings you joy. But here's the psychological problem behaviorists warn about. Too many toys simultaneously kills attention spans, decreases appreciation for each individual item, and reduces patience, essentially creating the canine equivalent of a child with unlimited screen time. They become overstimulated, bored despite having everything, and unable to focus on any single activity for more than 30 seconds. It's toy ADHD, and it's more frustrating than most people realize. The fix is counterintuitive. Rotate toys weekly, keeping only 3 or 4 accessible at a time. This maintains novelty and excitement without overwhelming their decision-making ability. Choose quality over quantity. Invest in durable, interactive puzzle toys that build problem-solving skills and mental patience. Most importantly, join their play sessions to make toys about social bonding with you, not just objects to destroy mindlessly. Sign 10. They choose your friends for you. Your friend walks through the door for what should be a casual hangout. But before any greetings happen, your dog has already made their judgment. If they approve, you get tail wags and friendly sniffs. If they don't approve, which happens mysteriously often, the aggressive barking starts immediately, the intimidating growling begins, and suddenly you're the one apologizing profusely for your dog's completely unacceptable behavior toward your own guest. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Your dog is essentially screening your social relationships, like an overprotective parent interviewing their teenager's prom date. Research from the University of Vienna shows that dogs form surprisingly strong opinions about people based on subtle cues, how those people treat their owners, their body language, even their tone of voice during interactions they've witnessed. This sounds incredibly loyal and sweet on the surface, until you realize your dog is actively isolating you from relationships they've unilaterally decided aren't worthy. They're making social decisions that should be yours alone. The long-term result is a shrinking social circle controlled by a 4-legged security guard who hasn't been authorized for that position. The fix requires controlled, gradual socialization. Have friends offer high-value treats during visits to create positive associations. Reward calm greetings instead of territorial aggression. Most importantly, establish clearly that you choose your social circle based on your judgment, not your dog's arbitrary approval system. Sign 11. They have a designer wardrobe, cozy sweaters for winter mornings, waterproof raincoats for drizzly days, elaborate costumes for every possible holiday, Halloween, Christmas, even Easter if we're being honest. Your dog has more outfit changes and seasonal wardrobe rotations than most fashion influencers. And yes, seeing them in that tiny sweater is absolutely adorable and makes for perfect Instagram content. But this obsession with dressing up your dog can signal something psychologically deeper that behaviorists are increasingly concerned about. When dogs become accustomed to constant pampering, fussing, and attention centered around their appearance and outfits, they can develop what animal behaviorists call learned helplessness, a state where they expect you to handle absolutely everything for them and become anxious or unable to function without your constant intervention. A surprising study from Colorado State University found that dogs who were regularly dressed in clothing showed measurably higher stress levels when their daily routines changed unexpectedly, suggesting they'd become dependent on that specific type of attention and care. The occasional cute outfit for genuinely cold weather or a fun photo opportunity is perfectly fine. But making your dog dependent on being your personal dress-up doll, constantly requiring outfits and accessories to function, creates an unhealthy dynamic where they can't just exist comfortably as a dog. Let them be a dog sometimes, naked, free, and unbothered by your fashion ambitions. Sign 12. They interrupt your conversations like a toddler. You're in the middle of an important phone call. Maybe it's work-related, maybe you're catching up with family, and right in the middle of your sentence, your dog suddenly barks loudly, whines persistently, or starts pawing at you insistently, like you've forgotten something critically important. You pause your conversation, acknowledge your dog with eye contact or a quick pet, maybe whisper, "Just a minute, buddy," then try to continue your call. Congratulations. You've just taught them through immediate reinforcement that interrupting works perfectly to get your attention. Dr. Ian Dunbar, internationally renowned dog trainer and behaviorist, explains this is classic attention-seeking behavior, reinforced by immediate response. Dogs are phenomenally smart at learning cause and effect. When interruption consistently equals immediate attention from you, they learn that disruption is an incredibly effective communication tool. The frustrating result? They'll start interrupting absolutely everything. Important work Zoom calls, dinner conversations with family, date nights with your partner, even heated arguments when you definitely don't need a third party involved. The fix is brutal in its simplicity, but remarkably effective. Ignore the interruption completely and entirely. Don't make eye contact. Don't speak. Don't acknowledge them at all. Wait for complete silence, then immediately reward that silence with attention and treats. You're teaching a crucial lesson. Quiet behavior gets attention. Chaotic interruptions get nothing. Sign 13. They refuse to eat unless you're watching. The food bowl is full of perfectly good, nutritious kibble, but your dog just stands there staring at it, then turns and stares at you with those expectant eyes. They absolutely refuse to eat a single bite until you physically sit down next to them and watch them like you're a captive audience at their personal dining performance. This behavior is called social eating in animal behavior research, and while it has roots in natural pack instincts where eating together strengthens social bonds, it becomes genuinely problematic when they literally cannot or will not eat without your presence as their audience. Veterinary behaviorist Dr. Sophia Yin's research found this pattern most commonly develops from well-meaning owners who started hand-feeding during puppyhood or constantly hovering over their dog during meals, accidentally creating an association that eating requires human supervision and attention. The long-term consequences are significant. What happens when you're at work all day, traveling, or simply busy and can't provide mealtime entertainment? Your dog may refuse food entirely, leading to weight loss and health issues. The fix requires tough love and consistency. Put their food bowl down at designated meal times, then immediately walk away without watching, speaking, or providing attention. Let them learn that eating is a normal, independent activity that doesn't require your participation. Give them 15 to 20 minutes, then pick up the bowl whether they ate or not. They'll quickly learn that mealtimes aren't performances requiring an audience. Sign 14. They get more birthday celebrations than you do. Your dog's birthday arrives. There are specially ordered pup cakes from a pet bakery, presents wrapped in colourful ribbon, a full-scale birthday party with other dog friends invited, complete with decorations and a matching party hat. You've sent invitations, planned games, created a themed playlist. Meanwhile, your own birthday last month consisted of a text from your mom, leftover pizza from the fridge, and maybe a grocery store cupcake if you were feeling fancy. If your dog's birthday has become a bigger production than your own, or any human family members, you've crossed into undeniable spoiled territory that says something important about your priorities. Now, celebrating your dog and marking their special day is absolutely wonderful and shows love. That's not the problem. The problem emerges when it becomes excessive to the point of absurdity, reflecting what psychologists call anthropomorphism, treating dogs like small humans rather than respecting them as the different species they are. Here's a reality check. Dogs don't understand the concept of birthdays. They don't know it's their special day. They understand daily routine, immediate rewards, and consistent patterns. That elaborate party you spent weeks planning and hundreds of dollars executing? To them, it's just a confusing day with unusual activities and strange dogs in their territory. Save that energy, money, and emotional investment for daily enrichment activities that actually improve their quality of life. Longer walks, training sessions, puzzle toys, and quality time that builds your bond. Sign 15. They refuse to walk in certain weather. Light drizzle starts falling from the sky, barely enough to dampen the ground. You grab the leash for your regular walk, but your dog takes one look outside, plants all 4 paws firmly on the ground, and absolutely refuses to budge an inch. Cold morning with a slight breeze, they look at you like you've just suggested voluntarily walking through actual lava. You try encouraging them, maybe even pulling gently on the leash, but they're transformed into a stubborn statue. Eventually, you cave completely and skip the walk because they're clearly uncomfortable. But here's the critical issue. Unless weather conditions are genuinely dangerous, extreme heat causing pavement burns, icy conditions risking injury, or severe storms with lightning, dogs absolutely need regular exercise regardless of minor weather inconveniences that just feel slightly uncomfortable. By skipping walks every time your dog expresses the slightest preference against the weather, you've trained them that any discomfort equals automatic quitting. Veterinarian Dr. Karen Becker specifically warns that consistently skipping walks due to weather pickiness leads directly to pent-up energy that has nowhere to go, resulting in behavioral problems like destructive chewing, obesity from lack of exercise, and increased anxiety from unmet physical needs. The solution is simple. Invest in proper gear like a waterproof dog raincoat or winter jacket if needed, but make walks essentially non-negotiable except in truly dangerous conditions. Your dog's health depends on consistent exercise, not their momentary weather preferences. Sign 16. They've trained you to speak their language. Your dog has different barks for different needs, and somehow you've become fluent in interpreting them. 1 sharp bark means they want water. 2 barks means they need to go outside. 3 barks means they're bored and demanding entertainment. A specific whine indicates they want a specific toy. You've essentially become a full-time dog language translator, responding immediately and accurately to every vocal demand they make. You're probably even proud of this skill. I know exactly what my dog is saying. But here's the fundamental problem that dog trainers wish owners understood. They should be learning your language, not the other way around. Dog trainer Victoria Stilwell explains that constantly responding to barking as if it's legitimate communication reinforces barking as their primary method of getting what they want. The result? They bark more, louder, and more frequently because it works perfectly every single time. You've created a system where vocal demands equal immediate results. The fix requires a complete reversal. Teach clear verbal commands in human language that they need to learn and respond to. Reward silence and calm behavior rather than noise. If you recognized even 3 of these signs, your dog isn't being stubborn or bad. They've simply learned love without clear boundaries. And the good news? This can still be fixed. But only if you start making small changes today, because the longer these habits go unchecked, the harder they become to reverse. If you want a dog that feels secure, confident, and calm, not anxious and overdependent, hit subscribe and turn on notifications.